At the first hours of the afternoon on November 3rd, 2022, Kern County officers responded to an emergency call. The report indicated a Volvo Class 8 semi-truck, which had been reported stolen apparently in the Las Vegas area, was crossing state lines into California before 1 p.m. Upon taking Interstate 5 southbound toward Los Angeles, agents noticed that the suspect had slowed down considerably, driving at a mere 9 miles per hour. This allowed them to perform different maneuvers to try and stop him, though without apparent success. However, after running over one of the spike strips, the tires finally gave way, blowing out with a bang. Curiously, from the aerial view of the AIR-7 HD helicopter, the fugitive could be seen holding a paper to the windshield, although the message was never captured. Finally, after dragging the flat tires for several miles, a fire on the driver's side brought the chase to an end. Although the Los Angeles County Fire Department was able to respond to the call effectively, the truck was almost entirely consumed by the flames.
Out here threatening everybody's life with a dump truck.
True terror was what the residents of Phoenix, Arizona experienced in March 2002, when a subject who lacked a bit of common sense decided it would be a great idea to steal a dump truck weighing nearly 4 tons, escaping through the busy streets of the densest urban areas.
And it's right. Here he goes, center lane, red light. This is serious here.
To his own luck, the theft occurred in the early morning hours, so even when he ran through intersections without respecting stop signs, and even with red traffic lights, he didn't cause any serious accidents during his escape. Even so, the reckless fugitive put other drivers at risk by changing lanes abruptly and even driving the wrong way. It should be noted that in his attempt to escape, he managed to hit some vehicles, but nothing major happened. Unfortunately, everything changed when, once again not respecting the traffic light at an intersection, the dump truck impacted the front of a small sedan in which a family of 5 was traveling. Due to the speed, the truck flipped over violently. Although the suspect tried to escape on foot, he didn't count on the entire chase being broadcast live on television and radio. So an enraged neighbor decided to intervene, detaining him until he could finally be arrested. What began as a reckless driving report quickly turned into a tense pursuit to capture a suspect who, in a supposedly stolen truck, tried to flee from police with no regard for colliding with other drivers. Occurring in Cobb County in Georgia on June 24th, it was all captured through the dash cams of the patrol cars, where you can see how the truck swerved out of its lane and drove the wrong way. Throughout the entire chase, some brave police officers tried to stop him by blocking the road. However, the fugitive took this as an initiative to perform increasingly risky maneuvers. At one point, the subject began to zigzag through the medians of a residential area, not expecting that these foolish maneuvers would be the cause of his arrest. In a last attempt to escape, the driver lost control while crossing a wide, grassy median, ending up crashing into the fence of one of the houses in that district. Almost immediately, officers surrounded him and got him out of the truck, proceeding to arrest him to present him before a judge. The not-so-bright fugitive currently faces several charges. A scene worthy of an action movie recently took place in Los Angeles, California, in August of this year. The pursuit began in Antelope Valley and extended to downtown Los Angeles, when 2 subjects stole a truck shortly before 11 p.m. At the beginning of the chase, one of the suspects tried to assault the officers until the driver crashed into the front of a tanker truck.
And there they carjacked another man, stealing
northbound on the 5 freeway.
From there, the pursuit continued, but now with the fugitives on board the tanker truck. Although some truck drivers alerted the officers that the truck was not carrying hazardous material and could have been a milk truck, the patrol cars could do little to de-escalate the situation, to the point that after 30 minutes of pursuit, the truck was heading to downtown Los Angeles. Shortly after driving around the downtown skyscrapers, the chase returned to Highway 10, only for the suspects to get out of the tanker and steal a third vehicle. This allowed them to increase their speed and lose the officers. Finally, it was confirmed that the suspects stole a fourth vehicle, losing the police from sight.
Here, but it looks like these guys may have gotten away.
To help us answer questions as we filed this.
Choppers on his sorry butt.
Without knowing if it was a strange advertising campaign or if it could be a dangerous potential criminal, police officers in Los Angeles County, but now in faraway 1998, found themselves chasing a crazed 7-Up truck with a mix of determination and confusion. It was a unit allegedly stolen from a supermarket in West Hills, whose driver made it his mission to break every possible traffic law. This pursuit, which lasted for over 2 hours through highways and streets in the San Fernando Valley, reached alarming speeds, despite the truck itself weighing 15 tons. Curiously, during the escape maneuvers in urban areas, a lot of the product was spilled onto the asphalt because the doors were open, perhaps to reduce weight or simply out of carelessness, though most likely it was the latter. Eventually, the thief's driving skills began to wane, until he decided to get out of the vehicle after being unable to maneuver in the intricate suburban streets. Without knowing whether to call the firefighters or do it themselves, the officers had to get the fugitive out of a tree to finally arrest him and bring him to justice. In 2016, one of the most peculiar pursuits in the state of Texas took place. For more than an hour, officers tried to stop an 18-wheeler that had been reported missing. This truck belonged to a logistics and transport company established in Fresno, California, and was meant to be delivered to Maryland. However, after a 30-hour delay was reported, the unit was reported as stolen. Shortly after 11 a.m. on that January 13th, officers followed the driver who refused to stop, driving through 3 counties, passing through Garland and Greenville. After the truck's tires were spiked, the low-speed chase came to a halt when the fugitive was cornered while trying to maneuver through narrow streets. Despite being surrounded, the 60-year-old driver refused to get out, opening the driver's door only so that his accompanying dog could get out of the situation unharmed. After a few more moments of tension, the suspect was finally detained with the help of a SWAT team. Fortunately, the dog was taken into custody while the accused was admitted to Hunt County Jail awaiting a sentence.
Now, this is going through several different divisions of the...
What was in no way in the plans of these road officers of Los Angeles County was to participate in a high-speed pursuit. Much less would they expect the suspect to be on board a heavy truck, a sharp contrast to the fast vehicles used to flee from the police.
Well, California Highway Patrol definitely keeping an eye on it. You can see the deal is...
Through several interstate highways, such as the 91 and 5, the driver of the reportedly stolen truck made it clear on the asphalt road that he was not just any thief, but a truly experienced truck driver. This allowed him to keep the officers at bay, who, helpless to do anything directly against the enormous truck, simply remained expectant close to the suspect.
I would venture to say that any of these California Highway Patrol, they're not just going to hand it off to whatever local agency.
What began with just one county patrol car responding to the report quickly turned into 3, and then many more patrol cars from different divisions following the suspect closely, who showed his clear intention of not stopping by accelerating to more than 90 miles per hour, equivalent to 145 kilometers per hour.
Trying to figure things out. We often talk about how stolen vehicles or the drivers behind these stolen vehicles.
Finally, the fugitive decided to end the pursuit himself by turning off his path into an industrial area adjacent to the highway, decreasing his speed until he came to a stop to get out of the vehicle and surrender voluntarily.
And the California Highway Patrol, they're not having any fun with this. They're very serious this morning. And again, they